festival. A festival that's not been seen in Scotland perhaps anywhere before. It is of course a great big battle, a show, a performance, it's theatre. It's not really a reenactment, but 48 hours of history that changed Scotland distilled into just under 48 minutes. But for this year, at the end of June, the festival site is a series of villages. There is a map. The audience will move freely among these villages, and there's going to be a lot to see and do. Obviously, not everyone can see the battle at the same time, so there are 3 shows, 3 performances at 12, 2 and 4. There are encampments around the battle, as there were. In the music arena, the stage will play to large crowds, festival bar, big festival bar and food, great sightlines. The stage next to the new visitor centre plays up a gentle slope. It is a feast of music. And then there's the Storyville. Now, Storyville is Scotland's story in music and words. It's a festival within a festival, a celebration of our culture, history, our story. A stage with renowned artists. Next to Storyville, the land of food and drink, with curated and selected food, the best of Scottish food, created by Scotland's Food and Drink, with hot and cold food to take away and eat, a farmer's market, giant teepees in which to eat your picnics, and those teepees will also host a programme of food talks, a programme that discusses food provenance, the history of food in Scotland. In the clan and family village, we've assembled 40 clans from around the world, each with their own tent, telling their story and discussing their place in the modern world. Here there will also be genealogy pavilions to help you explore your own past with Scotland's people, Dr. Bruce Jury's team, and Strathclyde University's genealogy research project. We're going to feed them into the programme so you can get involved in archaeology, archery, there'll be master pipe bands, and even a Scotland-England tug-of-war. But of course the main event here is the battle itself, and here to say a few words about it, to set the scene, please welcome Malin Heaton Allen from Clan Ranald, who's going to take us back to 1340. Malin?
We've been excited about the 700th anniversary for 18 years now, since my husband Charlie first formed our organisation. The challenge, of course, is to show what was 48 hours of battle in 30 minutes. We are doing this by invites have been extended to reenactment groups and living history groups from all over the world, and they are all coming. We have even a group from America, Poland, Germany, Portugal, France, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Ireland, England, everywhere. The dedication has been fantastic. Everyone is rehearsing. Not all countries were famous for their Scottish children. They will be after this, because in every country in Europe there are weekly rehearsals on how to handle a 12-foot spike. So, our plans here is to have the audience come into what will be the encampment and experience what it might have looked like in Bannockburn in 1314. We're having one very large camp, and the visitors would then be able to walk through the camp and see what was it like to travel with an army, whether it was the English one or the Scottish one. There will be a bit of emphasis on the fact that most people, normal people, life didn't change very much, whether they were under the English rule or the Scottish rule, whether your lord was such and such. I mean, indeed, some people, because of internal conflict in countries, some people would live through many lords in their lifetime. In our camp, you will come in and see the camp followers. There were a lot of them. An army marches on its stomach, right? So our medieval kitchen, our camp kitchen, will be very large. There will be hands-on activities there. You can go in and see What did they eat back then? The amount of work that went in the ground crew surrounding each of the armies. You needed fletchers, you needed to have carpenters with you, like chippies, for if you broke a spear, you needed someone there to be able to make a new one. The endless supply of arrows, if anyone broke their sword, it was then immediately taken care of. Our blacksmiths will be there, armourers, leather makers, you will have the fletchers there. What else? Now we're going to have the kitchens, water bearers, you know, the amount of water consumed and where did you get it from? Was there hunting? There had to be. An army could only march with so much, especially in this case the English had come very far and they had marched literally non-stop for 2 weeks by the time they hit Bannockburn. Although we only have one camp, you will there meet both sides, plus all the people that it didn't really matter where they came from, they were part of it. Most blacksmiths, for example, were German or indeed Italian because they had the best technology, so if you had the money, you would have your own German blacksmith. Ours is English, but we will do. He's very good. Now, what else can I tell you? I think it's going to be spectacular. This is the first of its kind in Scotland. For many of the reenactment groups that are coming, this is the first time they have worked in one camp with such a large number of people. This is more a battle show we're having to do than a battle reenactment. I want everyone then to, you know, to feel what that felt like. So yeah, that's what we're hoping to. I could go on all day actually, so I'll cut it at that.